Metroman versus Hancock, two of the most powerful Superman copycats out there. Just one is prone to a good existential crisis, the other recovering from alcoholism. But in a fight between the two, well, who's going to be coming out on top? Really, is it even going to be close? Let's get into it. John Hancock was gifted with superpowers, but had absolutely no morals. Spending most of his time drinking and getting drunk, Hancock would use his powers sometimes to save others as a hero. However, the majority of the time, the results were catastrophic. Hancock had no regard for collateral damage, and his rescue attempts would leave the city of LA with millions of dollars of property damage. However, Hancock's life began to turn around when he saved a PR spokesman named Ray Embry. Ray's goal was to get corporations to sponsor his charitable All Hearts organization, and seeing the potential in Hancock, he decided to try and help him clean up his image. It turned out that Hancock was actually some type of eternal god that had lived over 3,000 years, coming from a race that humans once called angels. He's incredibly strong. There's really nothing that Hancock can't do. He's casually been able to pick up and throw a gray whale hundreds of feet into the air, with the gray whale weighing around 30 tons. That's not even arguably the most impressive thing Hancock has done. Just by standing there, literally just standing there, Hancock was able to stop a locomotive train dead in its tracks, send it crashing. Let me tell you, that is insanely impressive. Not only is it one of the greatest strength feats you'll see, but it's also an insanely impressive durability feat too. I mean, for starters, freight trains weigh a lot, anywhere between 4,000 to 20,000 tons. That's not even factoring in the unimaginable amount of force and momentum that the train generates when it starts moving at full speed. And yet, here you got Hancock no-selling a train, bringing it crashing to an instant stop. Not only did it come out of it completely unscathed, but he also caused a ton of train cars to derail and pile up behind him. And there are some impressive feats that are similar to this. Thanos getting hit by Nebula's ship, or Superman getting hit by a train car thrown by Namek. Both guys managed to take the hit, but they still got knocked back and took a second to get back up. On the other hand, Hancock was essentially an immovable object against a near unstoppable force. And then, like all good superheroes, Hancock can also fly and move at incredible speeds. He's massively hypersonic, able to create sonic booms whenever he flies around and regularly blitz enemies. The other last survivor of a dying alien race from the Glue-Punk Quadrant, Metroman grew up to be everything his rival Megamind was not. Revered, raised in a wealthy adopting family, possessing good looks, and eventually going on to be a symbol of truth and justice. However, as the years went by, he and Megamind settled into the same old shtick that became all too familiar to him. This actually led Metroman to go through an identity crisis, and decided to abandon his seemingly predetermined role, where he ended up becoming Music Man instead of Metroman. And for starters, Metroman should be pretty strong. When Metroman disappeared for a while, Megamind gave his powers to a kid to become the next big hero, and accidentally caused the kid to become an evil supervillain and destroy the city. And even with a knockoff of Metroman's powers, well, Titan was strong enough to lift up a pretty substantial part of a skyscraper, then threw it way far away with incredible accuracy, meaning that he had great precision and control while he was doing it, just showing off how strong he actually is. Then Metroman showed up, and Titan ran away screaming. He didn't even try and fight him, suggesting that Metroman should be way stronger than Titan and should be able to do way more impressive stuff. So then what about durability? Well, Metroman really didn't do anything that impressive. He's tougher than Titan, and Titan was able to take some attacks and no-sell some explosions, but while we don't want to go into a no-limits fallacy, it's kinda clear that Metroman is meant to be completely invulnerable. Pretty much nothing can hurt him, and he can even survive death rays no problem. But the biggest thing here is speed, because Metroman is stupid fast. Like, stupid fast. Like, I'm talking some Flash level speed, some of the best speed in the universe. In the middle of a conversation, Metroman was able to move so quick that everything around him came to a stop. Time came crashing down. He had a full-on existential crisis in this moment. He traveled around the world, read books, sat with his thoughts, really took his time with it. The dude was reconsidering his whole existence. And he did it all in an instant while time was frozen around him. He lived out a day in the blink of an eye. Metroman is extraordinarily powerful. He's arguably one of the most powerful Superman copycats that we've seen out there in movies. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, there are a few feats here that definitely demonstrate just how powerful Hancock is. For one, it's the train feat. He took that train better than just about anyone. But that's not even the most impressive thing that Hancock has ever done. My man flipped to the moon and carved out a heart that you could see from Earth by just looking up. That's like a Grand Canyon the size of a country at least. Maybe a continent, if we're being honest. But based off his scaling to Titan, well, Metroman is probably around this same level too. Again, kinda a little bit of guessing involved there, but I think it holds up. The difference is with speed, because Metroman is so much faster. He's got some of the best speed in the universe. He traveled around the world, read books, had a full existential crisis in one frame on a video camera. He did all of this in an instant while time was frozen around him. Yeah, Hancock might have some fast speed too. Traveling up to that moon is definitely impressive, but Hancock has never demonstrated this level of speed before. And he's never held super speed for this long either. Again, this is straight up Flash at his best kind of speed. So, Metroman can statue Hancock, and statues can't fight back. But has Metroman shown off enough power to actually injure Hancock? I mean, Hancock has no-sold a whole lot of things in the past, like that train. Let's just say that Hancock doesn't just stand there, not even feel the attack, even if he can't see it coming. Well, I think that's the thing. He can't see it coming, meaning he can't brace for it and take it. And if we're just using Metroman's skyscraper level strength, which is honestly a low ball for how powerful Metroman is meant to be, well then I think he can knock Hancock around with his punches, especially if Hancock can't brace for the punch. The only saving grace for Hancock here is the fact that he might be immortal or even invincible. And as long as he's not around his wife, well, it looks like nothing can kill him. But that doesn't mean that nothing can beat him. And I don't think that's enough to say he can beat Metroman. Because for starters, just because he's invincible doesn't mean that he can't be knocked out. He can get drunk and black out that way. I'm guessing that being punched in the face repeatedly could have a similar effect. And again, it just comes down to Metroman's speed. He's so fast here, he's gonna land 100, 1,000, 10,000 punches on Hancock before this fight really gets going, and dodge everything that comes his way in return. End of the day, even if Metroman can't actually kill Hancock, well, there's no way that Metroman is losing to Hancock. He's just so much faster, and in turn, so much more powerful, that's not even funny. Metroman wins. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. I know you're gonna have thoughts and feelings on this one for sure. If you stuck around this long and made it to the end of the video, that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting us. And if you want to go subscribe, well, go subscribe. You're going to see more videos like this one every single week. I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all next time.